Good morning. Hi, Deb. Hi, all you people out in internet land. YouTube. Janice just had her high school reunion this last weekend and Friday night. I won't tell you how many. But we went to a B reactor yesterday. That was a hoot. That was so much fun. Actually, the guys got such a kick out of, I told them that when I was under 10, so I was probably about 8 years old, probably 9, and I built what I thought was a replica of they called them piles then. They weren't nuclear reactors, they were just a carbon pile. So I built a replica of what I thought was a carbon pile. And I had my cadmium control rods, and I had done everything. I had sprayed it black. I mean, it was, I got an A on my science project, trying to explain to everybody how nuclear reaction worked and all that kind of stuff. Well, I didn't quite realize until yesterday what I had actually done. Because, of course, B reactor was the first commercial reactor in the country. I had actually built a model of the original Manhattan Project reactor. So I didn't realize that, because back then you didn't have a whole lot of information. I couldn't quite figure things out. So that was kind of cool. They were so excited. They go, oh my God, do you have pictures of it? Right here. I know exactly what it looked like. I made it out of sugar cubes. So sweet. We have a guest speaker today, so that's kind of cool. Daryl's going to do drum making this afternoon, but of course he's not here, but I have to assume that he's going to come for making drums. So
somebody call him?
I don't know. He will be here? Okay. So if you've never made a drum or don't have a drum and would like to have a drum, talk to Daryl, who's not here. But Mind Shifters on Wednesday. And Soul Collage next weekend. I guess Valerie's got all kinds of people signed up and all kinds of stuff. Wrong, Valerie. I do that every time, don't I? Yeah. But you have all kinds of people signed up for yours, so that's good. Okay. In the paper today, when you love someone, all your saved up wishes start coming true. Isn't that sweet? Irish author, 1899. 1899. Way back when. And we do have a couple of patron saints, George Carlin and John Lennon. And George, I'm completely in favor of the separation of church and state. My idea is that these two institutions screw up enough on their own, so both of them together is certain death. Do I hear an amen? Amen. Absolutely true. In my informed opinion. And John Lennon, I believe in God, but not as one thing, not as an old man in the sky. I believe that what people call God is something in all of us. I believe that what Jesus and Muhammad and Buddha and all the rest said was right. It's just the translations that have gone wrong. Smart man. So, more ladies in the church with the typewriters that they can't type real well. Low self-esteem support group will meet Thursday at 7 p.m. Please use the back door. The 8th graders will be presenting Shakespeare's Hamlet in the church basement Friday at 7 p.m. The congregation is invited to attend this tragedy. Weight Watchers will meet at 7 p.m. at the First Presbyterian Church. Please use the large double door at the side entrance. All right. That should get somebody into trouble. My God, these kids just keep getting bigger. Good grief.
He's going to be 2 in October.
Oh my, we got an almost 2. We got an almost 1. We got a, 2? Holy smokes. Holy smokings. Until the late 18th century, the bird now called magpie was simply termed pie. Then, as now, such a bird was likely to be a habitual collector. It was not unusual to find a pie's nest filled with pebbles, bits of broken glass, string, chicken feathers, and so on. At some unrecorded time, an inspired housewife thought of placing a crust around a small pot of stew. She used whatever ingredients were at hand, meat, fowl, fish, plus a few vegetables, and perhaps an egg or two. Her menfolk liked the odd conglomeration and, casting about for a name, compared it with the pie's nest, which was filled with a variety of odds and ends. So they called the new dish pie. First used in writing around 1303, the word came to include many varieties of pie. No other language has a word that is even distinctly related to the name of the most popular of English dishes. Huh. That's what I said. That's what I said. You can't have it. I found out something yesterday, and I kind of I knew part of this, but I didn't know the whole story. This has to do with the first nuclear pile for the Manhattan Project. And in order to slow down nuclear reactions, in other words, slow down the heat or turn off the pile, they used cadmium control rods for the most part, which kind of altered the reaction a little bit. But if something really, really bad came, they had a big boron tube which just shuts everything down, like right now. Well, and I got this from people that seemed to know what they were doing. So they said that the original project, and they were adjusting these things all manually. I forgot the name of the physician. Anyway, I can't remember. Fermi. Dr. Fermi. He had people, pulling these control rods in and out by a couple of inches, and he'd tell them, pull one out 2 inches, put it back 2 inches, an inch. So it was all manual. So they had this big boron tube that was pulled up to like the rafters and was tied off with a rope. And the rope supposedly went out of the building, over to the bleachers, and there was a guy standing there holding on to this rope. Was it tied to a pole?
Tied to the railing.
Okay, tied to the railing. That's right. It was tied to the railing. It was tied to the railing. And he had an axe to cut it, and if somebody yelled at him, to cut it, in which case the nuclear reaction would shut down. So they had a word for this called scram. S-C-R-A-M, and it doesn't mean running out of the building yelling and screaming, although I guess it could. But it actually, SCRAM is an acronym, and it actually stands for Secure Containment Response Axeman. So that term, we use it today, is actually for Axeman. The Axeman. You do not want the Axeman to cometh. I thought that was real interesting. Unless you, well, yeah. But glad he's there if we need him. There are two ways of spreading light: to be the candle, or to be the mirror that reflects it. When everyone is against you, it means that you are absolutely wrong or absolutely right. I am more afraid of an army of 100 sheep led by a lion than an army of 100 lions led by a sheep. Charles Maurice, can't pronounce his whole name, he's French. To ridicule philosophy is to philosophize. Okay. Anything else going on? Stuff that I should know about? You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I can wait till you're done if you want.
No, you can do it.
Okay.
Hey, I'm all set. I've got a microphone in both hands. I got plastic bags for dog poop. I'm in good shape, so.
Well, hopefully he doesn't have to use that one.
Obviously it's for walking my dogs, so.
As you know, I announced last week that I'm going to be doing what we're calling a Reiki Path of Practice. It's going to be on the 18th. This is for all who are either tuned to Reiki, 1, 2, or 3, or are interested in finding out more about the Reiki and what it's all about. It's going to be a really, really good educational, informational part of the first part of it, and then the second part of it will be all of the hands-on healing so that you can practice your skills. A lot of people who are Reiki attuned who are not using it because they don't know how, they don't think that they are really channeling the energy because they may not feel it. This is what we're going to be helping you with. So I'm going to pass around this, and if you've already signed it, I'm just going to pass around one today. If you've already signed it, just keep passing it around. There are some who might be here that weren't here last week. And then one other thing, I'm going to plug myself. I am singing with the Mid-Columbia Master Singers this summer. Thank you. And our concert is next Sunday at 3 o'clock. And there's handouts, little cards in the back that gives you the directions and where it's at and times and all that stuff. So, thank you.
Time on the Reiki?
Oh, 1:30 to 4. It's the 18th. And there's flyers. I made up some flyers in the back if you'd like to grab some flyers. If you need more, just let me know. I can run some more off. And it explains to you exactly. And the cost is $20 for this one. We're going to continue this. It's going to be called a Reiki Share once a month. And so this will be the beginning of that. So anybody interested, please sign up.
Hey Beth, where's the Master Singers?
The Master Singers, I forget the name of the church. It's over in Kennewick. No, it's
No.
in Kennewick on Kennewick Avenue. It's on the
I was going to say, isn't that the
Presbyterian Church.
Yeah.
The gospel?
3 o'clock, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
3 o'clock next Sunday, the 11th. Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't mention also that Trudy was with Janice because they went to school together. So Trudy was a stand-in for me, and Janice was a stand-in for your husband, and so worked out great. The Coca-Cola Company purchases more sugar than any other company in the world. Besides being a liquid refreshment, Coca-Cola is commonly used to clean toilets, remove rust, baste ham, and dissolve driveway grease. Oh, it's strong stuff. It is strong stuff. Oh, Jan, or Valerie, what's the date for the church picnic?
Oh, 15th of September.
September 15th is the church picnic at Columbia Point. September 15th. That's Sunday course right after church. Anything else we need to know? No, Columbia Point. Yeah. Why was it supposed to be at Howard Amon?
Where we were last year, whatever that.
Yeah, where we were last year, Columbia Point, right next to the marina, right next to the bathrooms. Perfect place. You know, my jokes depend on you folks. If you don't like my jokes, bring me good ones. But this is a good one. This is an oldie one. I've done it before, but that's okay. I'm going to do it again. A husband and wife were sitting at a table at his high school reunion, and he kept staring at a drunken lady swigging her drink as she sat alone at a nearby table. The wife asked, "Do you know her?" "Well, yes," he sighed. "She's my old girlfriend. I understand that she took to drinking right after we split up those many years ago, and I hear she hasn't been sober since." "My God," said the wife, "who would think a person could go on celebrating that long?" So did either one of you gals find someone like that at the reunion? Looks like it came on. We're going to sing a song, and of course I don't remember what it is, but I do have it all queued up.